Hey, this is going to be the beginning of a new series dedicated towards my own students. Students being the ones at the school that I teach at, and if you're not there, hopefully you can get some use out of this because why not share things? I am starting a cubing club, and some students who might not know how to solve it all might get some really good use out of a refresher. And so I'm going to make shorter videos that are little digestible chunks. So if you are needing to have a refresher on how to solve the cross, or what does F2L mean, things like that, then this will be great for you. This might go beyond just this initial setup, this initial playlist, to where we'll do maybe blindfold solving and how to do different things like that. But first, let's talk about what's the Rubik's Cube. Rubik's is the name of the person who created the Rubik's Cube. His name was Erno Rubik, and he was a professor of architecture. He created the Rubik's Cube, which he didn't call that at the time, but he created it as a model to show his students how you can create things that are in 3 dimensions and move around and support each other. And then after adding some stickers to it, realized, hey, this is actually challenging to get back to start. And thus he created this toy that took over the entire world. Nowadays, Rubik's Cubes can look different. You can get weird ones that look kind of transparent, ones that are squishy like this, and ones that are made for speed, ones that are made to turn really fast. So how are they structured? Well, let's take one apart. If you are going to take apart your puzzle, just beware, it can be a little challenging to get back together if you've never done it before. You might be able to take off a cap and loosen it a little bit. There are screws on here to help loosen it. And the corners are not made to be twisted. Please don't do that. I've seen way too many puzzles break because people were just testing the corner twisting. Don't do that. It's not made to do that. But if you're going to take it apart, you can loosen it a bit, turn it 45 degrees, and take an edge piece out. These look quite different from the puzzles that existed back in the 1980s and the 90s. And there's many different brands that make their own versions of these. But what you'll notice is there's just these centers. And I'm going to take off all of the pieces. And the way a Rubik's Cube functions is you have these centerpieces that are attached to a core. And there's usually springs, sometimes magnets instead of springs lately, that help them pull apart and snap back into place. So that is what is underneath the screws. There are springs underneath there. And since these are attached, you might notice white and yellow are across from each other, red and orange, and blue and green. There always will be across from each other. No matter what you do, how you scramble it, they're always opposite each other, which that helps us solve it. And then these centers hold the edges in place and the corners. Depending on the model, it might feel like the corners are held in by the edges, but they're all underneath those centerpieces. And we can count the number of edges and the number of corners. There are 12 edge pieces and 8 corners. No more, no less, at least on a 3x3. Most puzzles nowadays are stickerless, meaning we don't have the stickers that can peel off. And I think that helps visualize what the puzzles are like. When there were stickers, it's very easy to just get blinded by all of them and say, okay, we've got 54 stickers I need to solve, but you don't. The centers are always solved. You are just solving 12 edges, 8 corners. And if you've ever done one of those sliding puzzles, sometimes you hear it called 15 puzzle, it's just that in 3 dimensions. And if you do take your puzzle apart and put it back together randomly like I did, well, it might not be solvable. Let's see if mine is. There are ways that this can be set up that are just not possible to return. So far looks pretty good. That's not possible. So like I said, don't just twist a corner. It might be too tight and you could actually break a piece. So I'm going to take an edge out, turn it, and then put that back in. That's safer. And then I can solve it. So let's talk about how many different ways you can scramble the puzzle up. The math behind it is not super crazy. We won't get into it just yet, but there are over 43 quintillion ways of scrambling the puzzle. Now, That's hard to picture. So I want you to picture every single bug in the entire world. Every single one. Not just every species, every single bug. There are over 4 times as many ways to scramble a Rubik's Cube as there are estimated bugs in the entire world. That's a lot. And so if you ever hear someone say, yeah, I was just turning it randomly and I just randomly solved it, that is pretty much impossible to do unless they just turned it only a couple moves and then accidentally did those couple moves back. How many moves does it take to solve any of those? That we didn't know till more recently, till the 2000s. Every single one of those 43 quintillion scrambles can be solved in 20 moves or fewer. At the moment, you could get a Rubik's brand cube off the shelf and solve under 10 seconds with it. They've gotten real good just that way. A lot of things with tensioning or lubrication is just to feel more comfortable with turning it, and if you're just starting out, you will feel what you are comfortable with as you get better, as you grow. So at least for the most part, if you get a modern puzzle off the shelf today, it's not going to be holding you back, or at least not just yet. So in the future, we'll talk about how to solve or start solving the puzzle. If there's anything that you want to know that maybe I missed about an introduction, please leave it in the comment section below. I want to make sure that this whole cube program is free for everyone and beneficial to anyone who wants it.